You've had it. The beige tray, the rubbery chicken, the sad scoop of mashed potatoes, the cube of green jello quivering in the corner. Hospital food is a punchline. We all just assume nobody in that building cares enough to make it good. But here's the thing that took me years to understand. Hospital food isn't bad because nobody cares. In a lot of ways, it's bad on purpose. And once you understand why, you'll never look at that tray the same way again. I'm going to walk you through the real reasons hospital food tastes the way it does, and I promise you, by the end of this video, the thing you thought was laziness is going to look more like one of the hardest engineering problems in the entire food world. Because feeding a sick person is nothing like cooking dinner. Let's get into it. Behind every meal is a massive medical operation. These monitors and dialysis machines are the silent partners of the hospital kitchen, providing the data that shapes every nutritional decision. It's a high-stakes environment where the goal isn't just to satisfy hunger, but to fuel recovery with clinical precision. Every tray is effectively a medical prescription, designed to work alongside treatment, not against it. We are talking about life-saving nutrition delivered at scale, where a single gram of sodium or a milligram of potassium can be the difference between progress and setback. First, let's name the stereotype. When people picture hospital food, they picture blandness. No salt, no spice, no flavor. And here's the first surprise, that blandness is frequently a medical prescription. A huge share of hospital patients are on therapeutic diets. Low sodium for heart failure, low fat, low residue renal diets that restrict potassium and phosphorus, diabetic diets that control carbohydrates. Salt is one of the most powerful flavor tools a cook has. Now imagine being told you can't use it, not because you forgot, but because for this specific patient, that salt could literally worsen their condition. The kitchen isn't failing to season the food. The kitchen is following a doctor's order written into that patient's chart. The flavor you're missing was removed on purpose, for a reason. It's about understanding that every tray tells a story of survival. Whether it's the precise balance of electrolytes or the strict management of sugars, these clinical requirements are the foundation of hospital nutrition. Every calorie is a calculated part of the healing process, ensuring that the food is exactly what the patient needs to recover. This gallery of medical necessity is the hidden architecture behind that simple-looking plate, an invisible layer of care that turns every bite into a building block for health. Operating at this scale requires a masterclass in logistics. We're talking about a precision-timed assembly line that must deliver hundreds of unique diet orders simultaneously, across miles of corridors, while maintaining strict temperature controls for safety. It is a city within a city that never stops, ensuring that every patient receives their meal at the right time and the right temperature. From the subterranean prep centers to the high-speed tray lines, this is a multi-million-dollar infrastructure dedicated to one goal: safety first, freshness a close second. But therapeutic diets are only the beginning. Here's where it gets really interesting. A restaurant chef might cook for a couple hundred people on a busy night, and they plate each dish to order, hot, the second it's ready. A hospital kitchen might be producing well over 1,000 individual meals, 3 times a day, every single day, with no nights off and no holidays. And almost none of those meals get eaten the moment they're cooked. They have to be plated, loaded onto a tray line, assembled to match each patient's diet order, loaded into carts, and wheeled across an enormous building, sometimes up several floors, before they reach the patient. That gap between cooking and eating is the enemy of good food. Think about how a French fry tastes fresh out of the fryer versus 15 minutes later in a bag. Now stretch that across a giant hospital. To keep food safe during that journey, it has to be held at specific temperatures to stay out of the bacterial danger zone. Holding food hot for safety is exactly what dries it out and turns vegetables to mush. So the kitchen is constantly trading deliciousness for safety, and safety has to win every time because these are the most vulnerable people in the building. On top of that, there's the budget. The amount a hospital can spend on a single patient meal is shockingly small once you back out labor and overhead, often just a few dollars of actual food. So the cook is solving an equation no restaurant ever faces, feeding thousands on a restricted menu for pennies a plate while keeping it perfectly safe. Feed over 1,000 sick people on a medically restricted menu on a few dollars a plate, held safe for an hour, and somehow make it taste good. When you frame it that way, the miracle isn't that hospital food is sometimes bad. The miracle is that it's ever good at all. Now here's the part most people don't know, because the stereotype is finally starting to break. Over the last couple of decades, a quiet revolution has been happening in hospital dining. The biggest change is something called room service. Instead of a fixed tray showing up whether you're hungry or not, many hospitals now hand you a menu and let you order what you want, when you want it, within your diet restrictions. Just like a hotel, the food gets cooked closer to when you'll actually eat it, so it arrives hotter and fresher. Patients eat more, which actually helps them heal. And the hospital throws away far less food, which saves money. Some systems have brought in real chefs, plant-forward menus, village-level procurement, and sustainable waste management, even food as medicine programs where the meal is treated as part of the treatment. There are hospitals now whose food genuinely rivals restaurants. The beige tray is becoming a relic. So let's go back to where we started. Hospital food got its reputation honestly, but for reasons almost nobody understands. It's not apathy. It's the collision of medical restriction, massive scale, food safety law, and a brutally tight budget, all landing on one little tray. Bad on purpose isn't an insult to the people in that kitchen. It's a description of an almost impossible job, one they're getting better at every year. So now I want to hear from you. What's the best or the absolute worst hospital meal you've ever been served? Drop it in the comments. I read them. If this changed how you think about that tray, you're going to love the next one, where I break down how a hospital kitchen actually cooks for thousands of people at once. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you there.